Ah, the Supreme Court and the Trump administration. A dynamic duo truly worthy of a satirical spotlight. In a move that could only be described as the political version of a reality TV plot twist, the Supreme Court has decided to play matchmaker between President Trump's love for firing people and the federal workforce's desperate need for stability. Yes, folks, the court has given a thumbs up to the mass exodus of tens of thousands of probationary federal employees. Because who needs job security when you can have the thrill of uncertainty, right? The Plaintiffs, a group of 9 nonprofit organizations, had the audacity to think they could stand up to this whirlwind of terminations. Silly them, thinking they had standing to challenge the almighty Trump administration. The High Court, in its infinite wisdom, determined that the allegations of these organizations were simply not enough to justify such a bold move. After all, isn't it common knowledge that only those wielding power can decide who gets to keep their jobs? Justices Sotomayor and Jackson, ever the voices of reason, dissented. But who needs reason when you have the thrilling chaos of mass firings to keep things interesting? The government attorneys, in a heartfelt plea to the Supreme Court, argued that the lower courts were overstepping their boundaries by ordering the reinstatement of these poor, probationary souls. Because naturally, we can't have courts actually doing their jobs and checking the powers that be, can we? Let's take a moment to appreciate the brilliance of the Trump administration's logic here. The termination of some 16,000 probationary federal employees since Trump took office is merely a testament to the administration's commitment to efficiency. After all, who needs a fully staffed federal government when you can have a skeleton crew running the show? Probationary employees with their temporary status are the perfect scapegoats for any and all inefficiencies, performance issues, they say. But the fired employees, with their pesky insistence on facts, dare to dispute these claims. In a plot twist worthy of any good drama, a federal judge in Baltimore previously ordered the Trump administration to reinstate these employees, asking for a list of affected individuals and a detailed explanation of how the agencies plan to comply. Oh, the audacity of accountability. But fear not, dear viewer, the Supreme Court has swooped in to save the day, ensuring that chaos reigns supreme across federal agencies. The plaintiffs argue that this decimation of probationary staff has caused significant harm to key federal agencies. The Department of Veterans Affairs, already struggling like a contestant in a particularly grueling reality show challenge, is now facing even more dire consequences. But hey, who needs veterans to receive timely services when you can have a bureaucratic roller coaster instead? And let's not forget the environmental impact. The Forest Service and Bureau of Land Management, stripped of vital staff, are now struggling to protect federal lands and resources. But perhaps Mother Nature could use a little excitement too. After all, what's a little environmental degradation in the grand scheme of political theater? In an ironic twist, a federal judge in Maryland has expanded an order requiring the Trump administration to rehire these probationary federal employees, even barring future mass firings unless they follow federal laws. Imagine that, a government expected to follow its own rules. But of course, the administration argues that reinstatement is an overreach of the court's authority. Because, naturally, the best course of action is to ignore the pesky legalities and focus on the art of the deal-making, federal employee edition. Now, dear viewers, as we bask in the theater of the absurd, we invite you to join the conversation. What do you think of this mass firing frenzy? Do you believe it's a necessary shakeup or an unnecessary upheaval? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let's keep this satirical saga rolling. And while you're at it, why not subscribe to our channel? We promise to keep you entertained with more tales of political intrigue and bureaucratic blunders. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoy a good dose of irony with your news. Let's navigate this topsy-turvy world together, one satirical story at a time.